Hi, I'm Doug here at Global West, and today I'd like to take a minute and talk to you about changing the polyurethane bushings in shocks over to a bearing. Now, I happen to have Vikings here on the table, and we've had a lot of questions on the phone or requests to do this particular video on how you do that. So we thought we'd take a minute and show you how we change from a polyurethane bushing in a shock over to a bearing. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is you'll see C-clips right here on each side of the polyurethane bushing. The first thing I'm going to do is take the C-clip off. Now, the tools that we're using are something that you would probably have in your own garage. We're not going to use anything special that you'd have to go buy or anything. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this C-clip off. There we go. Now, I really only need to take it off one side, because I'm going to take a dead blow hammer. I'm going to drive the bar, this is actually called a T-bar, out of the shock. I'm not hitting it very hard at all. Grab a pliers and pop it off. The next thing we're going to do is you're going to grab a knife. Make sure the blade is sharp. You're going to cut right here next to the shock the polyurethane. So I'm going to slide that in there, and you must have a sharp blade. If you have a dull blade, you will fight it. There you go. Simply use the pliers, grab the other side. Now, on Viking shocks, when they do the machining on the shock, they have already cut in to the base of the shock in here where the bushing was. They have grooves for C-clips to hold a bearing in place. Even though it was polyurethane already, they've already done the machine work so you could convert them over. We're going to first put a C-clip on one side, and you're going to make sure that it indexes in that groove properly. I always try to make sure that that is seated in the groove really well. And then you're going to have a bearing. And the bearings, you do not require a press or anything. These things will slide right in. It's a fairly close fit, obviously, so you may have to wiggle it a little bit, like that. Grab the other C-clip. Goes into the other side. And like I said, push it down in so it sets into that groove. Okay, so once we've done that, now we've got the bearing in place. And put the T-bar in, slides in here. We're going to have to put C-clips on each side to support it. Now, these T-bars with bearing, there's kits that have different length T-bars or what have you. It's all available through Viking, and of course we carry Viking components. So depending on what length you need, we should be able to accommodate. You can see me putting it on the groove. There we go, and it drops in. Okay. Back to the other side. And like I say, make sure that it is definitely in the groove. There we go. Okay, so now we've converted the shock from a polyurethane over to a bearing. Very nice arrangement. When you get the coilover shock, now this is a non-coilover, but when you get a coilover shock, such as this with the threads on the shock body, a lot of times you'll get the bearings in the kit and they won't be installed. So the procedure is really the same thing as what we just shown here. And the difference is on these particular kits, this is going to accept a 1/2-inch bolt rather than the T-bar, okay? And again, Viking's already got the C-clip grooves machined into the housing. You can see them. That time you may have heard it click in. There it goes. Hear it? There we go. Here, you heard it clip in. We'll do the other side, and that's it. So it really doesn't take very long to convert over or to assemble the shock. There we go. Okay, that takes care of it. So if you like this video, please subscribe or hit the like button. And hopefully we'll see you on our next video.